estimates of potential losses range from 800 million to over £1 billion. Yes, and while the
Look at that!
What, with the black guy?
Yeah. It's a shame she looks well spoken for. Never know your luck though, eh, mate? Yeah, I'll give it a treatment.
Oh, Steve, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Steve!
Hello, love. Got something to show you.
Are you out of your mind or what? Fucking little prick! And I mean little!
Don't judge a book by its cover, sweetheart.
Hey, you lean asshole.
Oh, calm down, mate. What? I'm only speaking to
Fuck off or you're dead! I want you out of here now.
He's really sorry,
Now.
all right? He's very pissed. He didn't mean any disrespect. Distance is the last thing on anybody's mind, all right?
Tell him he doesn't put that fucking thing away.
What?
I'm gonna rip it off with my bare hands and shove it down his fucking throat!
The flies are you fucking animal. Just give me a heart attack.
Leave it! It's not worth it!
He's done it again. I had to pull him off. Fucking white laugh. Nick! You all right? Nick!
It was thanks to Maggie Thatcher opening up the City of London that yours truly from Watford came to be working for a posh outfit like Barings. That was me lying on the floor, if you hadn't guessed. Nick Leeson. You probably heard about me. Barings was the oldest private bank in the world. They financed the Louisiana Purchase back in 1800 and something. That's how old they were. They even had the Queen as a customer. I was just a humble clerk, but not for long, I hoped. Car crash. I hit my head on the back of the seat and broke my nose. Everybody else was all right because they were wearing their seatbelts.
Poor chap. And now, Nick, I know you're keen to get out of the back office and onto the trading floor. But in the meantime, something else has come up. We've got problems in our Jakarta office. We need someone to go out there, sort things out. I thought that someone might be Nick Leeson.
Indonesia was one of the new so-called tiger economies in the Far East that everyone was getting so excited about. Emerging markets, they were calling them, and Barings was one of the first to see their potential. The rewards were high, but so were the risks. £100 million in bearer bonds. As good as cash. We could pick them up, walk right out, come to some arrangement with Laughing Boy here.
Customers refuse to pay for them. They say the amount on the certificates doesn't match the original deal. Real reason, the market goes down, they don't want any more. It's a mess.
You're absolutely 100% right, Susie. It's one hell of a fucking mess.
By 10 o'clock Sunday morning, Ripper had rolled some 20 miles.
It was my job to sort out all the certificates so the customers wouldn't have any more excuses not to pay. Until then, Barings was sitting on this bloody great hole in their balance sheet. It was boring work, but I knew if I made a success of it, then I could write my own ticket. All the certificates are in the right denomination. I've sorted out all the documentation. That's all in order now, so all I need from you is a cheque.
Hello, I'm Lisa.
I'm Nick Leeson. Can I help you?
Well, Barings sent me to help with the settlements. Didn't they tell you?
Oh, of course. I've been on them for so long, I never thought they'd ever get round to it.
So, what will we do with that lot then? Build a bonfire?
I'd never even heard of Barings before I started working for them. It's not like there's a Barings Bank in Watford.
Well, you're a big hero back in London. I think the sun shines out your arse.
Really? I was beginning to feel like one of those Japanese soldiers, you know, still stuck out in the jungle 20 years after the war.
What's it like here? They told me it's not safe to go out at night.
That's bollocks. The locals are great. Best thing about this place is it's not still full of pompous ex-colonials who think they were born to rule the world. That's what I love about Asia. I mean, anyone can make it. It doesn't matter which stupid school you went to.
Well, when they told me I was going to Jakarta, I had to look up on the map.
As a matter of fact, so did I.
What I really want to be is a trader. Barings don't let me on the floor after this, then I'm off. I'm not going to be bloody clerking all my life.
Ooh, ambitious, aren't we?
Is that bad?
It's great.
Just want to get on in life. I like to enjoy myself, don't get me wrong. Work hard, play hard.
Well, I think this is me. Well, night, Nick. That was fun.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Okay. Good night.
See you tomorrow, then. Lisa was a stunner, all right. Love at first sight. Together, we made short work of the rest of those bonds. Pretty soon, we cleared up most of Barings' losses, and it was time to go home. See you later, Lisa.
Bye.
I think you'll agree that in Nick, Lisa has met her prince. So would you all join me in wishing them well in their new life in Singapore, where Nick is to be general manager of the trading floor, whatever that means. I mean, impressed the hell out of me, but... And to you, Nick, I'm entrusting the most precious of gifts. I know you're going to look after her and cherish her and all those other things. And if you don't, I'll break your bloody legs, all right?
He means it.
I love you so much, Lisa, Leeson.
I love you too, Nick.
As a reward for my success in Jakarta, I'd be given Singapore, a much more important market, with a brief to set up my own trading operation. I was definitely on my way.
The kitchen?
Oh, this is your department, darling.
Since when? Cheap.
And a bedroom? If you need anything, call me at my office.
Right, thanks.
Have a nice day. Thanks. Bye. Goodbye.
Not bad for a chancer from Watford, eh?
Well, I think we should test out that mattress, big boy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'd love to love you, but I'm too your angel. I'd love to love you, but I'm too your angel. I'd love to love you, but I'm too your angel. I'd love to love you, don't compromise.
I can't see any problem in you handling both sides of the operation, at least until volumes increase.
Right.
You shouldn't need more than 2 to help you on the trading floor. A couple more in the back office for settlements. No need to pay top dollar. Get them young, get them hungry, and train them up. I'm a bottom line kind of guy, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's my philosophy.
I took him at his word. My team were young, they were hungry, and they didn't have a clue.
A futures contract is an agreement to buy or sell a specified amount of a commodity at a specified price at a future date. Right, it's like if I agree to sell you this cup of cappuccino, which I don't yet own, at 45 cents a month from now. If I can buy the cappuccino at, say, 43 cents, I make a profit. If the price goes the other way, I have to pay more and I lose. It's timing. It's buying and selling at the right moment. Sometimes espresso might be the best deal, or salt or pepper.
So, we're running a supermarket up.
The truth of the matter is, we're not buying and selling anything real. It's just numbers. In our case, contracts based on the value of the Nikkei, the Tokyo stock market.
We do this for the bank?
No, we do this for the customers. We are not allowed to trade on behalf of the bank. Be sure you remember that, all right?
Other dealers wear red jackets. All same. Red is lucky Chinese color.
Yeah, well, that's the point. We want to stand out. We're a new operation. We need to be noticed.
Maybe bad luck, different color.
Bollocks. We make our own luck.
Nick's right. We're cool dudes, man. Woo!
The best things in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and bees.
Fernando, anything happening in Tokyo?
Nothing. How's Cymex?
No, same here. No one's playing. 590 and trading small.
600 in thin.
2. 580 here. There's a seller who wants to trade inside. Shall I low tick him?
Yeah, flush him out.
Squeeze a sucker. How many? 200.
Buy them now.
Buy 'em! Filled! You paid 580 for 200.
Way to go, Nick. I sold at 590.
Fuck a duck, just made 2,000 quid. Shit.
The best things in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and bees.
They were a good bunch and they were keen to learn. It looked like a madhouse with all the traders waving and shouting like bookies at a racetrack. But it all made sense once you got the hang of it. There were some hiccups, of course, but that's normal in any operation, especially a new one like ours. The important thing was we were picking up the business, and the future looked rosy.
Nick, what's the difference between initial margin and variation margin?
Initial margin's like a down payment on each futures contract that we trade. Now, we don't have to pay that in full until a contract matures. But in the meantime, the value of each contract may go up or down. So Cymex calculate our positions on a daily basis, and they'll ask us for more money if the market moves against us. And that's variation margin.
Got it, I think.
We need to open an hours account. We've had a few mistakes, nothing serious, but I need somewhere to put them till I can work them out.
Sure. What number shall I give it?
Well, what's your lucky number?
8. 8 is a very lucky Chinese number.
And how many numbers do we need?
5.
And let's give it all the luck it can handle. Call it the 88888 account.
And now it gives me great pleasure to welcome the chairman of Barings Bank, Peter Baring.
We may be the oldest merchant bank in the world, but that's no excuse for not keeping up with the times. When I became chairman, I realized we couldn't go on running Barings like a gentleman's club. We had to look beyond our traditional recruiting grounds, the old school tie, to seek out a new and hungrier breed. We're beginning to see the fruits of those efforts, and I have to say, the recovery in profitability since the reorganization has been amazing. To be frank, I've discovered it's not actually terribly difficult to make money in the securities business.
Phil. Well, you paid 50 for 20.
Man.
Simon, I've got a slight problem. One of the girls sold 20 contracts for Fuji Bank instead of buying. I can't do anything about it till Monday.
And what's the damage?
20,000 at the close.
Sack the cow. She'll never work on Simex again.
That's a bit hard, isn't it?
Look, you handle it. Have a word with London, but make sure you make that client good.
All right.
Hey, have a beer, shithead.
Anyone seen Kim?
She was here a minute ago.
Kim?
Nick, I'm really sorry. I got so confused. Everybody was shouting all at once.
That's the job. That's what it's all about, keeping a cool head.
I'm so sorry. I'll pay you back the money.
Sure, Kim. 4 years' salary. And if the market moves this weekend, it could be even worse.
Come on, everyone makes mistakes.
Look, with a bit of luck, I can trade out of it on Monday, all right?
Nick, I'll be waiting for you while everyone else is having a good time. I'm going home now.
Kim. Kim.
Everything all right?
Never better.
Why don't you let me come in and help? I can't just sit around on my arse all day doing nothing.
It's not a problem, Lisa. I can handle it.
Fernando, how are March futures looking? I need to make up 20 contracts at Friday's price.
You won't get Friday's price.
I should have closed off the position first thing Monday and taken the loss. Instead, I waited for the market to change. It changed all right, but not the way I wanted. Now I was stuck with a bigger loss than I could own up to. And it was all my fault.
Nick, I hear your girl handed in her notice.
Yeah, never came back. She couldn't stand the pace.
So much for loyalty. Did you make the client good?
Of course. Made a small profit, actually.
Good man.
This one's for the 5/8 account. I bought the missing contracts.
£60,000?
Shh.
It was only 20 before.
When the market went the wrong way, I had to cut the loss.
What did Simon Jones say?
Are you serious? He'd shut us down if he knew. Look, everything will be all right so long as we balance the books by the end of the month.
How?
Well, we trade on our own account until we wipe out the losses, and then we can use money from the client account and pay it back with next month's profits.
You mean gamble?
Relax, Bonnie. That's all the market is. One giant casino. I was counting on the fact that nobody looked at the books until the end of each month. As long as the 5/8 account showed a nil balance in the last day of the month, no one would suspect that anything was wrong. But instead of winning back the position, we made more losses. And I had to borrow more money from the client account to keep them hidden.
God, you're so tense. You're stiff as a bloody board.
If you only knew what I had to deal with. All because those bastards won't let me hire proper staff.
I thought it was going so well.
It is. It's going brilliant. Just spend most of my life covering everybody else's arse.
Well, why don't you let me come in and out with the back office? I'm bored being a lady of leisure.
No.
Why not, Nick? It's ridiculous you have to handle the trading floor and the settlements office. You can have a nervous breakdown at this rate.
Because I don't want you interfering, Lisa. I can handle it on my own.
Oh, all right then. Keep your pants on. No one's saying you can't.
I don't go back to being a bloody clerk. I'd rather be a plasterer. My mum always used to say that I could be anything I wanted to be so long as I took my chances and worked like a dog.
Yeah, well, you have, haven't you? You've worked really hard and it's paid off. She'd have been so proud of you, Nick.
Do you really think so?
Yeah. I know I am.
That was the worst part. Lisa thinking I was this brilliant success. If she only knew what a fuck-up I really was. When I wanted the market to go up, it went down. If I wanted it to go down, it went up. It was hard not to take it personally.
Nick! I just worked out the balance in the AIDS account. The losses are over $10 million.
Bonnie, keep your fucking voice down. Look, there's no need to panic.
There's not enough in the client account to make margin payments, Nick.
I need dollars. I need dollars to cover the initial margin payment. I get dollars from London to cover all the client positions in the futures that I buy. Nothing unusual about that. But I'm gonna need yen. I'm gonna need yen to cover the daily variation calls. Which will leave a yen deficit by the end of the month. Unless I sell options, that'll generate a commission in yen. And return the balance sheet on the 5/8 account to zero. As long as I could get London to keep sending out money to finance the client positions, I'd have enough cash to stay on top of the margin payments. It was like robbing Peter to pay Paul. But hopefully, I'd end up making enough money to pay Peter back before he found out. Meanwhile, I had to generate more and more business to justify my cash calls. And for that, I needed customers. The bigger, the better.
Bon, très bien. Mr. Leeson, I'm Pierre Beaumarchais.
Nice to meet you.
I work for the Geneva Bank and Trust based in the Bahamas. I was speaking with Hank Switian, president of Cymex. He's very impressed by the amount of business you've been generating.
There's a lot of opportunities here.
Oh, yes. I do a lot of business on Cymex. With the exception of George Soros, I probably trade in the Nikkei more than anyone. Sometimes over 5,000 contracts in a day.
That is a lot. The whole market only does about 20.
Could Barings handle that amount of business?
You bet we could. Beaumarchais was the answer to my prayers. I'd be able to siphon off enough commission to square the 8's account once and for all.
Hello?
Pierre Beaumarchais. I want to buy 4,000 June contracts.
I've got a price of $350 on my screen, but this will move it.
Try not to pay more than 400.
We've got to get them cheap. Beaumarchais is a big player. If we can pull this off for him, then we get a shitload of business. What's liquidity like?
Tight as the fleece ass. You'll get away with 500, and then the price will move up.
All right. Well, then we've got to con the other traders into thinking we're sellers. And when the price drops, buy. All right?
Film!
Nobody saw us coming. We swooped on the first 1,500 like a stealth bomber. 4,000 contracts.
Balls of steel, fat boy. Balls of fucking steel!
At last, my luck had changed. Suddenly, I couldn't stop making money. I was long in the Nikkei. That meant I was gambling on it going up. And up it went. Up and up and up.
That's very good. Very
Can't take my eyes off you. You'd be like heaven to
If it went all the way up to 19,000, I stood to make a killing on all the options I've been selling.
Come on, come on. Come on, baby, you can do it, come on. Yes! Baby, we're in a fucking roll! Yes! Didn't think we'd do it.
It's amazing. You've made back all the losses. Over $10 million.
What did I tell you? Oh, ye of little faith. You keep doubling up, and sooner or later, you're bound to win.
And the rally shows little sign of running out of steam. Analysts are predicting additional gains.
Happy?
Yeah, you.
Never better. I have been sailing a bit close to the wind. I didn't want to worry you with it.
What do you mean?
No, it's all right. The market turned round and a whole load of my positions came good. I made it all back.
What are you on about, Nick?
Don't get your knickers in a twist, but we made some mistakes and ran up some losses. I had to go out on a bit of a limb to get back the position.
Well, how big were the losses?
It's about £1 million.
£1 million? Oh, for God's sake, Nick.
No, it's all right. Paid off. I squared it up. I had to do it to protect the guys.
Yeah, well, you promised me that you'll never do that again. It's not worth it, Nick.
Promise.
You will give me a heart attack.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Fuck off.
And I really meant it. I was the #1 trader in town. And as the new year came in, I was determined to kick my addiction to the 8 account once and for all.
What's your opinion of the market, Nick? Long term?
Long term, you kidding? No one thinks long term. They think nanoseconds. Long term's tomorrow morning.
Okay, tomorrow morning then.
That would be telling.
Leeson speaks. The market moves.
You said it, mate. Pierre.
I want to sell the 220 call options and buy the 200 calls in December. I've got an offer of 0.138 for size. Can you do better?
I'll get back to you.
Quick as you can, Nick. I have to move fast. Oui, je suis toujours là. Je vous écoute.
What the hell is he on about? 0.138 for size.
The market in 220 calls is down. He wants to cut his losses.
Yeah, but why 0.138?
It's a ratio. The 200 calls are trading at 1,400. Divide 200 by 1,400, you get 0.143.
All right, but not 0.138. Unless someone's offered him a discount to get the business. Probably Societe Generale. We can't let those wankers get him. Pierre's our biggest client.
What are you going to do?
Just have to leg it.
You mean buy the contracts from Pierre and sell them when the market rises, is it? I thought we were not supposed to trade for the bank.
Pierre, I can do it. What's the exact size? 6,500. All right, leave it with me. No problem.
What if the market doesn't rise, huh? What if the market falls?
I've
Gambled and won before, I can gamble and win again. Balls of steel, me old mateys, and you better believe it. Bonnie, I need you to reopen the Ace account. We really got caned in those Beaumarchais contracts. Now the bastard's dumped us and gone back to Societe Generale. You better fax Brenda Granger in London, ask her for more funds to cover the margin payments. Tell her it's for client positions. Hello?
Nick, it's Simon. Can you come to my office? I need to see you right away.
Christ, I'd been rumbled. The only surprise was it had taken so long. What was I going to tell Lisa? She'd bloody murder me.
Come in.
Congratulations, Nick. The 93 bonuses are in. You're down for 135 grand.
135? That's fantastic.
Your little operation generated profits in excess of £10 million last year. You're a star. In fact, your figures are so high, they're going to check up on you.
Check up on me?
They're sending Ash Lewis out for the audit. Don't worry. It's purely routine.
Ash Lewis? She's meant to be a right ball breaker, isn't she?
That's our booth.
Filled. Pay $2.50.
Hi, Nick. This is Ron Baker and Ash Lewis. Ron is head of derivatives trading in London.
This makes me your boss, Nick.
Nice to meet you.
How do you do, Miss Lisa?
Very well, thank you.
Okay, let's see the action.
Henry!
So who's doing all the business? We're the biggest, right?
Well, we do a lot of arbitrage, so we do have a high volume. We signal all the orders into George in the pit there in front. This is Henry. And at the end of the day, the girls in the office, they log all the deals onto the computer.
You're the manager of the trading floor and the settlements office, is that right?
Yes, Henry, got a tick on 100. Yes.
That's a little unusual. Whatever happened to checks and balances? That's something we need to talk about.
I'm going to be here for 3 weeks. This is going to be a thoroughly comprehensive audit. No stone unturned, as they say.
Absolutely. Well, anything I can do to help, any stone needs turning, then you let me know. Are we filled? Good man, Henry. Nice to see you, Simon.
Dad's seen this flat in Blackheath that's a really good investment. Needs a bit of work, but him and my granddad can fix it up. Think of it like an insurance policy in case you get sacked. I have to go back to England and work as a plasterer. Oh, what's up with you, Miss Regards?
What would you do, Lise? What would you do if I did get the elbow?
You've just been given a really great big bonus.
Yeah, but what if it all went wrong? What if I'm not as clever as everyone thinks I am?
Oh, of course you are. Anyway, it's you that I love. I don't give a toss about the money. If it was up to me, we'd jack it all in now, go back to England and start a family. You're doing brilliantly, Nick. You're a bloody star.
Nick.
Simon, what's happening? You're looking disgustingly chirpy.
Haven't you heard? Panic over. Ash has been called back to London.
You're kidding? Why?
Office politics, some turf battle between Baring Futures and Baring Securities.
And what about the audit?
They're sending Mark Taylor and Chris Carr. Compared to Ash, they're a couple of pussies.
Pity. I was rather looking forward to seeing the dreaded Ash Lewis in action. No, I'm just leaving now.
All right, I'm just going to go and jump in the shower, so if you get home first, you put the oven on.
Yeah, all right, sweetheart. Yeah, I'll see you then.
Bye, darling.
Get in, you bastard.
What the fuck is that?
Sex on wheels, lah.
It's a Porsche, moron. Get in! Tell you what it is. It's disgusting.
I tell you what it is. It's a great big hard-on.
Gotta think of something to do with my bonus. Well, you keep your eyes on the road, you flash kid.
You broke my wheel. what a thrill. Couldn't make a ring, great balls of fire. I left in love and thought it was funny. But you fucking one-way street, George. Whoop. I changed my mind, slow the fine. Couldn't make a ring, great balls of fire. Get me, baby. It feels good. Yeah, you gotta let love to show. You're mine.
I'm back. It's that journalist from Reuters.
Nick! Nick!
He's bugging me for weeks for an interview.
Hey, Nick! All right, mate. Nick, my man, what'll you have?
Oh, a beer, please. You know George, sir, one of my dealers.
How do you do? This is Danny Agropoulos, works for Intercontinental Trading. Just been sent out from the London
Nice to meet you,
office.
Danny.
Yeah, nice to meet you, mate. I've heard a lot about you. Yeah? I hear Barings have almost cornered the market over here, thanks to you.
Rumours of my success are greatly exaggerated.
Don't be so modest. Do you know what they're calling him?
What are they calling him?
King of the Exchange.
Yeah.
Simex just gave Barings an award for the amount of business he's
How
generated.
you doing, all right?
You want a beer?
I'd love a beer.
And it's called depth charge. It's guaranteed to blow your fucking head off. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's have it.
Bottoms up.
Hey, pretty women, what are you waiting for? Come on! Come on!
Tough shit, George. The trouble is your charm's just not working tonight.
Stuck up bitches. I bet they're Singapore air hostesses.
Flight lieutenants, if you don't mind.
Jokes are wiping me out. Flight lieutenant. What do they want?
Decide if they want to come in or if they don't want to come in.
Let's give them a hand and moon them. That should help them decide. Come on, don't be shy. Your mother wasn't.
I love this man. On the count of three.
It worked before.
It will work again. 1,
2, 3, balls up.
Absolutely brilliant, Nick. Drinks on me. Enough depth charges to sink a battleship.
A little bit more.
Fuck, what time is it? Oh, right. Got to phone Leeson.
Yeah.
Give her a phone.
Oh, you've got to be joking.
No laughing matter. Outraging a lady's modesty. Very serious crime in Singapore.
News of my disgrace reached London, at the highest level.
It's slightly embarrassing, but one of our traders in Singapore got drunk the other night, pulled a moon.
What did you say?
He exposed his bottom.
Why?
Playing silly buggers, I expect. Unfortunately, the law over there takes rather a dim view.
Maybe we should sack him.
Sacking him would be awkward, to say the least. He generates a significant amount of our profits in the Southeast Asia division.
I ought to mention we're getting rather a lot of stick from the Bank of England about our funding over there. Technically, we're in breach of regulations governing the ratio of lending to capital.
Would you like to have a quiet word in their ear?
We're not quite there yet. When I spoke to Andy Dixon at the bank, he said the matter was buried reasonably deep in his in-tray. Just flagging a concern.
Oh, quite right. It's obviously something we should keep an eye on. Well, is that it then? Any other business?
Well, what about this chap, Leeson? He of the exhibitionist tendencies.
Well, I suppose it's probably something we should leave to the Singapore authorities.
I have to say, I'm inclined to agree.
So, it was the profits that saved me. If they only knew.
Nick! That guy from Reuters again. It's the second time he's called today.
Tell him I've... Oh, fuck it. Give me the phone. Put me up the balance in the Ace account, will you? Hi, Lloyd. What's shaking?
Nick, you're a hard man to pin down.
Well, you know how it is. What can I do you for?
That's quite a position you've been buying.
We're happy. I don't know which way the client wants to play it.
Who is this mystery client, Nick? You must have rather large balls.
I'm sorry, mate. You know how it is. Client confidentiality and all that.
Is it Pierre Beaumarchais?
Sorry, Lloyd. Gotta go. I'll speak to you later. Speak to you some other time. Jesus Christ, Bonnie.
It's 7.78 billion yen.
Do you want the dollar amount? At 100 yen to the dollar...
Yeah, $77.8 million. Right, I want you to book me the following notional trade, selling 1,000 December, 21,500 put options at a price of 7,778, and then print me a new report after that entry, so it shows 7.78 billion yen as if it was owing to us from Cymex.
Sure, Nick.
And, then fax Brenda Granger in London asking for more funds. Tell her we've had a large margin call on our client positions.
How much?
$1 million. Make it 2.
Nick. Nick, it's the phone.
Hello?
Oh, I'm not disturbing you, am I?
It's 2 a.m.
Oh, Christ, sorry, mate, had no idea. Listen, the point is, the old farts are getting nervous. They want you to unwind the position a little.
That's easier said than done, Ron. Don't want to send the wrong signal to the market.
Yeah. Second thing is, we need another £2 million profit by next month to secure our bonuses.
2 million? Ron, what planet do you live on, mate? One minute you want me to unwind the positions and the next...
Failure is not an option, mate. We're counting on you. Now, I'll see you at the junket in London in 3 weeks' time.
2 million? Who do they think I am? George Soros? We were coming to the end of another year and I was deeper in the shit than ever. Barings wanted me to be one of the speakers at their annual group conference in London. I was their star trader, and they all wanted to know the secrets of my success. It didn't bear thinking about.
It's nice saying we're going to Karen.
Yeah, that's the best place you could be, actually.
Oh,
Hello? Nick, it's for you. Ron Baker?
Ron! Can't believe you tracked me down already.
Yeah, listen, with this conference and everything, you're going to be away from the trading floor one hell of a long time.
Well, I had to come back a week early for this funeral. I told you Lisa's granddad passed away.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, mate, but I'm fighting for your bonus here. You need to keep up those profits.
I couldn't miss this funeral.
No one's asking you to. I'm going to issue you with a security pass so you can come in on Sunday and trade through the night. With the time difference, you won't miss a thing. Get out the fucking way!
Well, if he's working this hard, he's going to need his food.
He wants me to go into the office on Sunday night and trade.
Well, no! That's completely out of order. Let someone else make the bloody profits for a change.
She's right, Nick. You're not a machine.
It's bonus time. If I don't deliver, then everybody loses out.
Well, it's not fair, Nick. You carry on at this rate, you're going to be in a right old state. It's going to be your funeral next.
Forasmuch as it pleased Almighty God, of his great mercy, to take unto himself the soul of our dear brother here departed, we therefore commit his body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
It's good to see you, son. Sorry occasion, but there you go.
He had a good innings.
That's the main thing. So how's it going over there?
Can't complain.
We're all proud of you, Nick. What you've achieved.
It's no big deal.
Don't be so bloody modest. You a plasterer's son. I just wish your mum could have been here to see it.
So do I. I'll try not to let you all down, Dad.
What did you say?
It's okay, it's jet lag. Don't pay any attention to me.
I felt sick going into the office, seeing all the people I'd been avoiding for months. It was one thing to con people over the phone. It was quite another to do it to their face.
Nick? It's you, isn't it? Nick Leeson, I heard you were coming in. You haven't the vaguest idea who I am, have you?
Brenda? Of course. I'm sorry. How are you?
So I finally get to put a face to the voice. My God, you are so young.
Well, aging rapidly, I'm afraid.
Look, Nick, why don't you come into my office? I really do need to talk to you about the figure.
Brenda, I have a meeting with Peter Norris in 3 minutes.
Oh, well, do come in right after, okay? Nobody out there can give us answers to our questions but you, and they just asked for another ton of funding.
All right. This one?
Yeah.
Brenda was my cash lifeline. She was the last person I wanted asking awkward questions.
I wanted you to meet Nick.
But first, I had to deal with Peter Norris.
He's such a red-hot trader, I've arranged for him to come in overnight and keep trading the Nico.
Are you really?
You can't keep Nick away from the floor. He's the key man in Singapore.
Sounds like you're the key man in Asia.
He's an animal. He's insane. You should see the way he takes that market on.
Are you enjoying yourself, Nick?
Yes, it's all right.
All right. Now, we need to talk about merging the sales areas in Asia. Nick has some views. If we can replicate his success in Hong Kong and Tokyo...
What do you think, Nick?
It does make a lot of sense to merge. There would need to be controls, of course, but the trading books can be used in such a way as to supplement the customer's requirements and increase information flows synergetically.
Exactly, synergy. So you see, Peter, Nick agrees. And he's been very successful with his customers. They love him.
Yes, excellent. Well, keep up the good work. And Ron, you sort out what you want with this merger. Now, gentlemen, I really have to. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Cheers.
Well, I think that went well, don't you? He seemed to go for the merger idea.
Oh, he did, Ron. He really went for it.
Hey, this will be good for you too, Nick. They'll give you some kind of fancy new title.
Nick? Nick? Ryan?
Being good is not good enough. Everyone must be connected to our strategy, or we will find you and weed you out. Information arbitrage is our business. If you don't know what an information curve is, then find out. Position yourself in an information curve. Dominate the curve. Nick Leeson, who most of you know and all of you have heard of, runs our operation in Singapore, which I want all of you to try to emulate. Now, you'll hear later from Nick about how he does it, but I just want to drive home to you guys that if you could all think about Nick and perhaps come up with ideas to follow his footsteps, Barings will become one of the most successful operations in the derivatives business. Oh, we are gonna make so much money. But more to the point, you are gonna make so much money.
Lisa,
We're meant to be going to the dinner.
I can't face it. I can't take it anymore. I'm not going back after Christmas. You can't make me.
What are you going on about? You're sitting next to Peter Norris in the seat of honour. Oh, don't tell me you missed your presentation too.
I've been drinking.
No, I never would have guessed. I think it's downright rude. They're expecting you. You can't let everybody down like that.
You don't understand, Lisa. I'm sitting on a fucking volcano. I can't go back.
And what about your bonus? Now, stop babbling and get yourself dressed. I'll give you volcano, Leeson. Right,
Lisa.
Bum.
Lisa.
Oh.
Oi. Lisa.
You stink.
Oh, Lisa. You bitch. I'm gonna kill you now.
Oh, look at you. What a disgusting sight. Look at you. Oh, Nick, you've got to get dressed. Stop. You've got to get dressed.
Promise me you'll always love me, Lisa. Whatever happens, you'll always love me.
Oh, of course I will. You're my man, aren't you?
It was crazy going back. I couldn't hope to survive the end-of-year audit. There was that little matter of the 7.78 billion yen, which I'd fabricated to plug the hole in the 5/8 account. I should have told Lisa when I had the chance. But there was this voice that kept telling me I'd traded out of my losses before. I could trade out of them again.
What's this letter all about?
Well, it's from Cymex.
Yes, I know it's from Cymex. It came while you were away. It appears that your company has financed the trading positions held by sub-account 88888. If this is the case, you have violated Cymex Rule 822, which prohibits members from financing the trading margins of their customers.
They're just banging on about our intraday funding limits.
Well, what is sub-account 88888 anyway?
It's a customer account. I mean, we have umpteen trading accounts, so I'd have to look into it.
With a #1 trader in town, and they're trying to tie us up in red tape. Anyone would think they didn't want us to trade.
I'll draft an answer for you.
Yeah, do that, will you? Get it on my desk by the morning.
Oh, son. Lisa? Lisa? Lisa, what are you doing?
I'm bleeding, Nick.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because I made so sure. You're not angry with me, are you?
Of course I'm not angry with you. Of course I'm not angry with you, my love.
You want a baby, don't you, Nick?
I really want a baby. I want lots and lots of babies, right?
Your wife is okay. I'm afraid she's lost a baby. I'm sorry.
That was the turning point. That was when I decided I couldn't stand around any longer, hoping the market would move in my favour. I was going to have to make it move. I didn't care how much money it took. I was going to go for broke.
The man is single-handedly generating a fifth of the group's worldwide operating profits.
I know, Ron, but $30 million in margin payments for one day's trading?
No, you don't seem to understand. The volumes are enormous. Nick's guy is the biggest player on Cymex.
Hello?
Nick, it's Brenda. Listen, buddy, this is putting a terrible strain on our borrowing. Tony Hawes is all over me about your cash calls.
Yeah, I hear you, Brenda. But London is the cash cow for the business here. We just don't have access to any other funds. I mean, frankly, if you keep hassling me like this, I've got a good mind just to stop trading.
No, Nick, it's okay. Listen, Just get back to me with some meaningful figures, okay?
Hello?
Nick, thank goodness I caught you. Listen, I know Brenda's been giving you a hard time.
I don't think any of you seem to understand how it works out here.
Yeah, you may be right about that, mate. Anyway, consider it sorted, but you are going to have to start reducing these positions.
Well, Ron, I'll see what I can do, all right?
Oh, and while I've got you, about your bonus, the budget's tight, and although you've been exceptional, there's not much to go round.
I thought we had a record year.
Yeah, having said all that, I've put in a special plea to Peter, and he's agreed to go up to $350.
$350? That's ridiculous.
I'm really pushing out the bait for you, mate. I'm making an exception.
Listen, I'm busting my balls here. I made us the top house in Cymex. We even got that award for the amount of business we're doing.
Yeah, I know that, Nick. Look, I'll see what I can do. I'll see if it can't start with a 4, eh?
It's their opening offer. Who would have thought something was wrong if I'd accepted straight away?
Yeah, it's like winning the lottery. Must think the world of you.
What's the matter, Lisa?
Well, what do you think's the bloody matter, Nick? Everything's changed. I just want to go home. I want to get the hell out of here and go home.
But you wanted to come back. What about the bonus?
Well, can't you get the bonus in London? Please, Nick, I want to get on with my life. I want to start a family. I'm going stir crazy here on my own.
All right, calm down, calm down. Look, I just need a little bit more time to sort things out, turn things around.
No! You're up at dawn and you come back at night, you collapse into bed. How am I meant to get pregnant again if we never make love?
I know. But this could set us up for life.
When's bonus day?
24th of February. Just 5 weeks to go.
Well, we can leave on the 25th. I mean it, I'm calling the furniture movers tomorrow.
With everything else closing in on me, I'd forgotten all about the moon in charge. When it finally came to court, I was facing a possible jail sentence.
The charge has been reduced to a misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is a $200 fine. I think we should plead guilty.
Thank you very much. It was uncanny. I'd got away with it again. To the Singapore legal system. A shining example to the free world. Oh, yeah. We bared our all for Barings.
Oh, pair of bonds takes on a whole new meaning after this.
Talk about a bear market. Hello, Murder's Anonymous.
This is Wei Wei from Coopers and Libran. Is that Nick?
Speaking.
I'm compiling the end-of-year audit and there seems to be a big hole in the accounts. I'm missing this 7.78 billion yen receivable from Cymex. Nick, can you hear me?
Is everything all right?
It's a little bit complicated. What do you need?
I can't find any paperwork.
It was an over-the-counter trade between Spear Leeds and Kellag and Barings London. It fell through the computer system. I'll have a word with the systems manager. I'll get something to you.
I need 3 bits of paper. 1, confirmation from SLK that the 7.78 billion yen will be paid. 2, sight of your bank balance to show it's been received. And 3, a note from Ron Baker saying he's aware of the deal and approves it.
Well?
It's nothing, just a computer glitch. They're doing their annual audit. And so with scissors and paste, I created $78 million out of thin air. This was forgery, pure and simple. And there was no going back.
Nick! So, Jesus, you almost gave me a heart attack.
What's this missing 7 billion yen?
Oh, that's a nightmare. It's an OTC trade from last month that was incorrectly booked. The auditors are really on my case about it.
It's a pain in the bloody arse, but we've got to get it sorted.
The point is, we're owed the money by SLK.
Who the hell are SLK?
Spear, Leeds and Kellogg. It's a brokerage house.
No, better send me a memo soon as. Get these auditors off my back.
Sure, Simon. Don't worry, I'm onto it.
Wait.
Connie, it's Nick. Listen very carefully. I want you to transfer 7.78 billion yen from the client account into the house account first thing tomorrow.
But it won't go. There isn't enough money.
Yeah, I know that. But you can reverse it immediately after. It's just an electronic transaction. I want the transfer done. And I want the bank to send us a fax of the statement showing the 7.78 billion yen credit, all right?
All right, Nick. If you say so.
All right, cheers, Bonnie.
Nick? What's all this about 7 billion yen? Just had someone on the phone from London called Tony was looking for you.
Jesus Christ, if I hear any more about this 7 billion yen...
It's about $70 million, isn't it? What do you reckon? Red or blue?
What, and you think I just walked off for $70 million?
No, I didn't say that.
It's a computer error.
Well, you need someone to help in the back office. That's what I've been telling you all along. You're not blooming Superman.
Lisa, don't start all that again, will you?
Well, it wouldn't have happened if I'd have been there, I can tell you.
Right. Going out.
Well, where are you going?
To get pissed. And if anyone calls, tell them I've gone to South America.
Right, well, you can bloody stay there then. What?
What have you done now, Leeson? What have you done now?
Come in.
I thought you'd like to know the audit's been cleared. Nick got them the paperwork. Everybody's happy.
Thanks, Ron.
Technically, we're in breach of Cymex regulations, but basically, it was just a non-transaction. With any luck, the auditors won't mention it in the official report, or we could have problems with the local regulator.
Sounds sensible. Do you know, Nick made $10 million doing arbitrage in a week. That's about $500 million a year.
The guy's a turbo arbitrager.
Well, frankly, if he's doing that amount of business for that amount of profit, I don't know why we don't shut down the rest of the bank. We're just overhead.
Yeah.
Hello?
Nick, have you been avoiding me? I've been trying to reach you for days.
Sorry, Tony, it's been chaos here. The audit went through, I thought you knew.
It's this SLK thing.
It's all been cleared up.
I know. What's bothering me is where you got all the money to actually, well, pay SLK in the first place. I mean, it's the equivalent of $78 million. It doesn't add up, you know.
It's obvious, Tony. It's part of the funding that we've had from you over the past few weeks.
Yes.
So, the same figure will flow back to you.
I see. You're saying that some of the funding was used to pay SLK?
That's right, Tony. So we'll be able to pay it back to you.
That'll be good. Getting our funding down will be good. I'm having to juggle quite a few balls at the moment.
Yeah, we all are, Tony, believe me. Look, I'm sorry, I've got a dash. I've got company for dinner.
Yes, yes, of course. Well, thanks, Nick. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yes, Ron, what do you want?
It's me, you wanker, Danny.
Bubble? What are you doing calling me in the middle of the night?
Are you anywhere near a TV? I suggest you tune in to CNN.
The worst damage was in the seaport of Kobe. Road and rail links are shattered. Buildings have collapsed.
Jesus,
and
an
fires are
earthquake,
burning.
that's all we
Water and electricity and gas supply.
This is gonna kill the market, man. And Nikkei's gonna fall through the fucking floor.
People milling around in search of help. Rescue operations are going to be complicated, long, and expensive. Mike Chinoy, CNN, reporting live, Tokyo.
Marky's down 300 points, you stand there cool as a fucking cucumber.
The way I see it, Bubble, it's an opportunity. I'm going to buy into the market. You watch. Buy it all the way back up to 19,000.
Fucking true what they say about your gonads, mate.
See what I mean? I think I'll give Fernando a bet on Tokyo. See what's shaking. No pun intended.
Fernando, it's Nick. What's the situation in Kobe?
We've been trying to contact our friends, but the lines are down. Hold it a sec, Nick. We got movement.
Holy shit, selling. There's some selling.
Fucking hell, it's a freefall.
I've never seen it move so fast.
350! 350! 350!
Nick? Sure you don't want us to stay?
No, I'm fine. You go.
You'll make it right, Nick. We all believe in you.
I, Nicholas Leeson, have lost 50 million quid in one day!
What does he do exactly? That's what no one seems able to explain.
It's simple, Tony. He switches contracts between Osaka and Cymex, exploiting price differentials between the two markets. That's how he offers the best deals to our customers.
If it's that easy, why isn't everybody doing it?
Because he's absolutely in the centre, in the vortex of the information curve over there. He's discovered a whole new way of making money.
Well, he's giving us horrendous funding problems, that's all I know. He doesn't do things by the book, Ron. He just doesn't respect the rules. Is he really the kind of person we should be employing at Barings?
Oh, fuck the rules, Tony. It's barrow boys like Nick who are turning the city of London around. You can't run a modern financial centre with a bunch of hooray Henrys.
Bastard.
Wakey, wakey.
What's the action, mate?
You tell me. Marky's up and down like a tart's knickers.
I think most of it's over.
Who knows, you could be right.
Well, that's my hunch, anyway.
Listen, I was out last night with that Loy, you know, that journo from Reuters. Now, he's convinced there's no mystery customer. He reckons it's you. He thinks you're trading on your own account, without the bank's approval. Now, you're not that crazy, are you?
Who do you think?
Well, who then? Who, Marche? I thought you were giving you the elbow.
I can't tell you.
Come on, it's me, Danny boy.
I could tell you, but I'd have to shoot you afterwards.
I know one thing, if customer X didn't exist, you'd have to invent him.
45 million, Nick. You've already had 100 this week.
Everybody's had an advance margin call from Cymex on their client positions. They're worried about market stability with these big movements.
It's an emergency measure? Right. Isn't everybody squealing out there?
No, we get it back when the market calms down.
Nick, for the umpteenth time, when are you going to reduce these positions? The bean counters are freaking out.
Ron! Didn't know you were there.
For fuck's sake, we've had the Bank of International Settlements in Bale asking if Barings can meet its margin payments. It is not good for the image.
I hear you, Ron. It's a tight market.
Yeah, well, you really got to try. I'll take a hit on it if you have to. I know Norris is going to want to discuss it with you when he's out there next week.
Norris? I didn't know he was coming.
Yeah, with Tony Hawes. They want to check on these numbers, iron out these funding problems once and for all.
There was no way I could reduce my positions without the market collapsing. By the time they got to Singapore, I was in deeper than ever, faxing Brenda on a daily basis, $30, $40 million at a time. They were going to kill me. Looking like shit, Nick. Looking like fucking shit, mate.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, I've got them. And there's a pro shop. It's right into the words of... Nick, there you are.
I'm sorry I'm a little late. Hello.
Hey.
All right.
What do you have?
Oh, beer would be great, thanks.
Another tiger, please. Nick. How is the market today?
I was staying between 18 and 18.3, drifting a little bit. Seems to have settled after the earthquake.
And the positions you're running, you're happy with them?
I'm relaxed. They're mainly March contracts, so I'll just let them expire.
Good.
Thanks.
Thank you. Now, we've had a lot of stick over funding. Brenda Granger tells me we're borrowing all over Japan to get the funds to you. People are beginning to talk.
I understand. I understand completely.
Excellent. Good.
And that was it.
No, 6. And
that was apparently all he had to say on the subject of my enormous exposure that was causing so many ulcers throughout the Barings Empire.
Better you get in London, that's for sure.
You enjoyed Nick's school?
Lobster, sir? No, thanks, I'm not very hungry.
Polo this year?
I'll tell you one.
I should have been able to relax after that. But I couldn't stop thinking about the losses in the 5/8 account.
It's a shame you can't stay for the match on Saturday.
You're down for 450, aren't you? Your bonus? Only a week to go.
Sorry?
Have you thought about what you're going to do with it? Only a week to go.
Excuse me, I have an announcement to make. I know that some of you are worried about our exposure in the market, and you're probably wondering about the identity of our mystery customer X. Well, the fact is, he doesn't exist. We're the customer, Barings. And if you look properly at the 5/8 account, which is not a client account at all, it's an errors account, you'll realise that it's concealing losses in the region of £200 million. No, I tell a lie. It's more like 230 after today.
Only a week to go. What are you going to do with all that money?
Well, I'm not going to spend it on futures and options.
Very good.
I was living from day to day, hoping for a miracle. I wasn't running a position anymore. The position was running me.
Man, look at the state you're in. You got the bloody shakes. We've been on the razz all night.
I'm just getting killed by the market.
Well, tell me about it. I've had a shitty week too. A penguin? You lucky sod. Do you know how rare they are? Do you know? Well, ain't that bloody funny?
Lucky Leeson. You have it. I'm not laughing at you, Bubble. Fuck. Sorry.
Yeah. You really are in a bad way, ain't you? What's the matter?
I have an unauthorised position.
Fucking hell. How big?
Big enough to be a problem.
Poor bastard. I can't say it comes as a complete surprise. Does Lisa know?
No, she'd kill me. Poor thing, she's got enough on her plate at the moment. She's just waiting for bonus day so we can go home.
So what are you going to do?
Well, I just have to keep buying futures like they're going out of style to support the market. I mean, if it sticks around 18,000, then my options are still in the money and I could get the position back. I may even come out ahead.
Nick, you listen to me now, right? Listen to me. You don't fight the market, man. Even if you can make the margin calls, what happens when the contracts expire? Eh? The way the market's going at the moment, your losses could be catastrophic.
Nick?
Tony.
Nick, I really need to go over some of the figures with you.
Sure, Tony. I'll be back in a minute. I'd thrown away countless more millions, and it hadn't made a dent. I was only one day from bonus day, but the game was up. I was beaten.
it's not the end of the world. You've got your health, you've got me. Shame about the bonus.
Sorry.
Right, get ready to slide down. The video shop's on the next left. I want to go and get our deposit back.
All right.
We're gonna need it, darling. Hello.
For Christ's sake, Nick, the positions have got bigger. If they are reduced, I'm coming out there personally to sort you out.
You're very faint, Ron.
And what's this rumour I'm hearing? There's a rumour that we're the customer.
I'm sorry, Ron, you're gonna have to speak up.
Tell me we're not the customer, Nick.
I'm losing you, Ron.
Nick! Nick, are you there?
Goodbye, Ron.
They won't give me the full 200, but I stood my ground. I got 180.
Good girl.
Nick?
Excuse me, son. There's a phone call for you. Peter Norris said it's urgent. Oh, thank you.
Peter? I'm sorry to drag you away from your dinner party. I'm afraid I've got some rather bad news.
By the time the shit hit the proverbial fan in London, we'd escaped from Singapore to ponder the future and consider my options. If I had any.
What's going to happen, Nick?
Well, they must have got my facts and closed down all the positions on Friday. The market seems to be holding up okay.
But you're definitely out of a job.
It could have been a lot worse, but I still lost them a ton of money. Phew, I'm starving. Do you think they do burgers here?
No, you're not having a burger. That Tummyville's driving me nuts.
Don't stress me, wench. I'll work it off in the gym. Better still.
Stop it, people are watching.
Stop, thank you. There you go. Jesus Christ, Lisa. Barings has gone bust.
What?
The Chancellor of the Exchequer, Kenneth Clark, is trying to calm fears sparked by the failure of Barings Bank. In a statement to Parliament, he denied reports that the British banking system is about to collapse. According to him, Barings' failure is a unique situation which he blames on the actions of a rogue trader in Singapore. Estimates of potential losses range from 800 million to over 1 billion pounds. There's no way of knowing how markets will react when they reopen on Monday. And while the Bank of England tries to put together a rescue package with the Sultan of Brunei rumored as a possible buyer, time may be running out for one of Britain's most venerable financial institutions. Charles Sampson, CNN, London.
Oh, Nick. How could you not tell me? How could you have kept it hidden for all this time, Nick? God, you must have been through hell.
You would have marched me straight into Simon Jones's office.
Yeah, too bloody right I would.
And then I would have got fired. And I would never have had a chance to make the money back. That's all I was going to do.
No, you were gambling. That's what you were doing with other people's money.
I didn't want to let everyone down. You, your dad, the girls in the office. Even Ron Bloody Baker. Do you think they're all going to hate me now?
No, I don't think you're going to be Mr. Popular.
You
Could easily have been the other way, you know. It so nearly was. And then I'd be a hero.
Come here. Come here. I still love you. Hmm? I love you very much.
I love you too.
Should we see if we can do something about that better?
I see. Yes, I understand. No, of course. Thank you again for your efforts. Goodbye. That was the Sultan of Brunei's office. They've decided not to proceed. They believe the risks are too great and the time too short in view of the need to have a rescue package in place by the time the markets open again in the Far East.
Is there really no one else? We've tried everyone. It's hopeless.
I therefore have to inform you that Barings is insolvent and will go into immediate liquidation.
Peter Barings has gone on TV and said there's been a conspiracy. They've lost 800 million quid.
My losses were nowhere near that. It was more like 300.
Hello, but Barings didn't do anything Friday, did they? So that now the word's out and the market's crashed.
Bloody idiots.
Listen, they think you've done a runner on your yacht.
What?
I know. But listen, mate, you've got no friends here now, so just get the fuck out of Asia, get back to London, Australia, anywhere. Just get the fuck out.
Yeah, we're trying.
Well, Nick, get yourself a good lawyer. Be lucky.
Cheers, mate. Oh, fuck. Fuck. It's crazy. There's a manhunt all over Asia. I think we're sailing around Indonesia in our yacht.
Oh, what bloody yacht.
I know, it's crazy. What about the flights?
Well, there's one to London that goes via Singapore.
That's not good.
Well, there's a flight to Frankfurt that goes via Abu Dhabi.
Let's take it. Lisa, pay cash. No, thank you, no.
No? No. Nick, take that thing off.
This guy over there looking at me.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised that bloody hat on. When you talk about conspicuous, you're sticking out like a sore bloody thumb.
Did you say we stop at Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.
So that's where they cut your hands off.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. They just stone you.
What?
I'm sorry, you've got...
Poor old Barings, eh? That's what you get behind the wrong sort of person. That was when it hit me. The enormity of what I'd done. Whatever happened, I knew things were never going to be the same again. And I never felt lonelier in all my life. I love you, Lisa. Whatever happens, I love you.
I love you too.
We've got to get back to London. I couldn't stand it if I was in jail in Singapore. I couldn't stand it if I couldn't see you. Jesus Christ, it's the police. They must know I'm on the flight.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Due to the early arrival of the flight, passport control will take place as you leave the plane. Please have your documents ready.
See?
I'm scared, Lisa.
You'll be strong, okay?
Danke. Pass bitte. Danke. Thank you. Danke. Please show your passport. Where is your man?
I'm her man.
Bid on 100, 250 bid on 100, come on! Who wants some of that? 250 bid on 100, 250 bid on 100, come on!
And that's it, more or less. That's the end of my story. Barings was eventually sold to the Dutch bank ING for the princely sum of £1. Lisa's got a new life working as a flight attendant for Virgin Atlantic. I hear she's got herself a new fella. As for me, I fought unsuccessfully against extradition from Frankfurt to Singapore on charges of fraud, forgery and breach of trust. I was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison. Despite rumours of secret bank accounts and hidden millions, I did not profit personally from my unlawful trading. To be absolutely honest, sometimes I wish I had.
Got something to say.